Good evening, this is Nerds to Human and welcome back to our Mongol Horde campaign, and you join us in old Bithynia where we need to take on the Byzantines, who of course have been standing here facing us off for a little while now, and I think I finally plucked up the courage to get on with this battle. To be honest, it probably helps that everywhere around them has been completely massacred. Last time we did have ourselves a flurry of pretty impressive victories. I think we demolished Cairo with minimal fuss. Alexandria went down pretty sweetly, and Smyrna went down without too much of a fuss either. In fact, there were some other beautiful sieges up in the likes of Yash and also in Vilnius. Yet I think getting a bit of confidence from last time. So today we're going to go and throw everyone under the bus because I'm going to make some foolish mistakes. So hopefully that won't happen too much. But we, with any luck, we'll at least start off well by taking on the Byzantines here. Now, no attempt at night battles, which is unfortunate because that really make things a little bit difficult. I can't hear the music very loudly, so let me just pump that up. There we go, that's the music we're all looking for, a lot louder now. And okay, they have quite a lot here today. Now, we have no infantry, really. We have an awful lot of missiles, so we're going to try and keep this as distant as we can for as long as possible. Reinforcements I can imagine melting, but we'll see about that. And there is a general back here with some Balkans and Turkomans. Not too bothered about that. The main issue with these kind of battles is you get a bit too tired out to win against armies that you think you can beat, so we need to be just a little bit careful. Shame there's no night battle, but Barty, this is the day for you to prove your worth. Maybe this is the day he shows that he is one of the top generals of our Mongol Horde. Let it in. I'll be honest, it does look fairly intimidating when set out like this. This could be an interesting one. They do have themselves a sizable hill there. Depends if they want to be teased towards us or not. Hopefully they do, but it might involve them waiting for the reinforcements, and that might be a lot worse. I think it's time to start running a little bit here because they are starting to give us a little bit of a peppering. So in we move nice and quick, get ourselves as close to the front of this hill as we can possibly get. We are now running in with some of our cavalry. The war machines, unfortunately, are way behind, and that might mean that Mr. General needs to head in to some of their cavalry over here. Yep, indeed. So you guys just make sure you keep skirmish mode off. And unfortunately, this isn't quite the skirmish we want at the beginning of the battle, but at the very least we've got them cleared off on that flank. We can start to make better use of all of those chaps. Okay, General and Lancers. No. You get yourselves back here. We need you a little bit closer to all of this nonsense. Thank you very much. So yeah, you guys swing over to the flank. We need as many arch shots going in as possible. We're taking damage, so are they. Oh, this is brutal stuff. You guys, can you just take a shot? Because they are hilariously vulnerable right now. If we can just start shooting at them. These trebuchets would be lovely to hit. Sorry, lovely to hit. Lovely to get in position, but yeah, not quite seeing them. Please just shoot in there. Do anything you can. You might get just any shots. Wow, they've got absolutely annihilated at the front here. That is, oh, flaming shots starting to come in. Flaming shots are coming into the massive pile of men, and somehow we've missed them all. There's so many of them, and we've missed. Are you going to get your shots off? Please. Oh, we're ready. Go. No! Shiza Manali, that did not work. Okay, Byzantine Spearmen in over there. We've got tons of routes. Ahoy. Just swang into their rear, please. Okay, General, you might need to blow the horn of destiny here because there's certainly things going wrong. We've got a bit of a poke over here. This is good. This is a rout. Well done, General. You've done something. Hopefully, yeah. Only half of them remain. I don't know how that's even possible. No idea how that's even possible. Utter chaos. Aim at the General. Just do something, anything. Right, General, continue. Plough. If we kill our own General, that's actually a pretty bad idea, Thomas. Just keep on pushing in this direction. Keep on pushing them. Cavalry have that flank mostly mopped at this point. Into their general with our general. Apparently, that's just what we're doing at this point. Trebuchet is, though, aiming at the general, I do believe. So maybe we should get out of there. It's probably not the worst idea, actually, Thomas. Probably not the worst plan. Okay, how are we looking over here? 24. We've lost a lot. So have they. Warlord is fleeing, and down he goes. That is very, very, very good news indeed. And with that, hopefully, we can start to push them off the battlefield. We've just splattered some of those. Kinjis, where the devil are you? Because you could definitely be doing with just a bit of mopping up. Just keep them running away. These cav, just push back those archers. We just need to smash into these archers. Head through the lines and destroy them. As for... oh, this massive pile of doom just needs to get annihilated, doesn't it? All of you, splatter into them. All of you, splatter into them. Cavalry will just take care of whatever's up here. We managed to hit the only spearman on the entire field still fighting. Brilliant, Thomas. Brilliant. Okay, the Akinjis have just run into all of their regrouped men, which is not ideal. That general needs to get slaughtered right now. Yeah, another warlord's down. Good. One more to go. And with that, then we'll have all three generals defeated, and that should be the game there if we are lucky. More and more rocket launchers coming into this pile of cavalry. What a stupendously ridiculous battle. But it should put us in very good stead should we manage to actually succeed with it. That general's had a 6. They're regrouping, but hopefully they'll break momentarily. General's going to turn around and give them the old smasheroni. Down he goes, a mace to the face. And with that, oh, hopefully they will be breaking apart. Yeah, they are starting to fall apart. In comes this beautiful shot. Oh, look, they've broken now. They've broken. Okay, there is an awful lot to mop up here, but let's just re-establish what is fighting. These guys have regrouped. Cavalry, get on top of the Trebizond archers. They need to go down. As for the rest, we just need to do as much mopping up as we can. Oh, victory is ours, ladies and gentlemen. God only knows how we've done it. God only knows how, but somehow we've managed to do the near impossible in a completely chaotic and not the way I planned this battle to go kind of affair. But with victory here, oh yes, as long as we mop up as many as possible, the way into Nicaea is fairly open. Well, just look at the pile of bodies strewn all over this hill. And we lost 700 men here today on this great mountain. But, oh my, they lost a huge amount. Nearly 2,000 kills to our 700. Massively outnumbered. No advantage of the night battle. Up to 6 experience. He started on 1, by the way. This is not the vanilla lad here. So... oh wow, that is something special. And okay, we've had a few healed, but honestly not a huge amount. 55% lost to 73% of theirs when it comes down to it. It was just about 68 to 80 a minute ago. Obviously slightly refreshed at the end there. Well, let's see how this looks on the campaign map, but the generals are of course dead. Oh yes, we do. And with that, Nicaea looks very, very weak indeed. Okay, we also look very, very weak indeed. So, we are lacking somewhat. It should be said. This potentially not a simple siege to finish off. So, I potentially have slightly undersupplied this part of the world, but maybe we can finish it off. There are quite a few spearmen left to take on. You know what? We've been ballsy already. Perhaps we should be ballsy again. And in spectacular news, they've got a huge amount of men standing on the walls right here, ready to get splattered. So down it goes immediately. We hit those lads. And down goes the wall. Lovely stuff. And with that, we immediately have a hole. And anyone else who wants to stand on the wall, you're about to get the exact same business. Oh, the cavalry are going to come out. I shouldn't be surprised. They do that quite often. Okay, all the archers in the world can shoot at them. But I think it's time just to send the heavy cav in, just to go in charge of down. In fact, all the cav actually. So piling in on. Oh yeah, the rockets are shooting. I forgot about the rockets. Avoid the rockets. Avoid the rockets. Oh, that just makes this even more chaotic and wonderful. So okay, rockets. You might want to stop for a moment. Yeah, just stop, please. Just stay there. That'll be fine. Okay, so Kasplata Rock. So you come in right about now. Be perfect. We did not manage to break it. I think one of them had to turn a little bit too much. That's unfortunate. So. The cavalry seem to be falling apart, which is good news indeed. I don't really know what these catapults are doing, but they're not currently doing the job they're supposed to. Cavalry, stay outside, actually. That'll be fine. We'll just go stand up on this hill. In fact, that hill's not a bad position in general for our archers to be, but you know what, let's not worry about that. Let's just keep splattering them. Perplexingly, these spearmen are now chasing us outside the city walls. I mean, it's one thing for the cavalry to do it. It's another thing for them to chase me up a hill as they get completely slaughtered by all the missile fire. Here, hopefully, is going to come all the rocket launchers. Woohoo! Oh, this has been... I mean, we've been quite cautious generally on this campaign. It's fun to start being a little bit mental right here and now. Go on to fire shots, just aim into them. That'd be fine. Please pull back my cavalry. You don't want to get hit by the rockets. That would be just beautiful. You shoot into there as well. Oh, this could have been really bad, but I think they've embraced the chaos. Quite why they have this beautiful position here where you can shoot down at their own men behind the walls, I don't know, but it works for me. I'm quite happy with this. With the last of the flaming bolts then drowning the city centre in flames, it's time just to charge the cavalry in, and yes, I'm not surprised. We have immediately melted their infantry, so we'll just tell these guys to stop for the meantime. Oh, actually, maybe not. Maybe we should start shooting into a distance. And actually, let's just get everyone shoot at this point. Cavalry, get yourselves back out, actually, because if we're going to pull them in archer range, I'm quite happy with that. In comes a good cow carcass, just for good measure. Steve wasn't very pleased about that. With all of this nonsense, God knows... I mean, it doesn't seem to hurt them. I don't really know what it does. Presumably lowers their morale significantly. But I think it's probably time just to start running on in because I don't really need too many more missile hits on me. General, hopefully, isn't too badly hurt. I think that I saw him looking okay there, so let's not worry about that too much. Trebuchets, don't worry about any of that nonsense anymore. Just go and take your trebuchets elsewhere. Cavalry are mopping them up. Indeed, I think at this point, we've gone. I can see the odd patch of blood on the old man's face, so you know what? He's probably done plenty of work already. We'll just get the missiles to finish him off. Very organised Mongol infantry. You can stop any time and just shoot, you know. It's probably not the best formation for shooting arrows, but you can give it a go. I mean, well done if you don't kill your own mate there. Sounds like someone got shot in the back, but it might just be these guys. A victory for us here today then, and well, I would say that's about as good as you could imagine, and it was hilariously chaotic. What an odd start to the episode. In reality though, we've taken out 2 full stacks here as well as a couple generals, and with that, oh, the day is done. Now we are exhausted. I think it's time for these guys to get out of Anatolia, to be honest, because I'm not sure we want to head to Constantinople right now. We'll get these 2 armies, we'll head up via Thessalonika, Durezzo, and we'll swing round to Constantinople, finish them off that way. But at long last, after a chaotic start, it is time to end our turn. No! Khan Hebi the Malevolent. He's dead. And the Polish... The Crusaders are definitely still... Yes, Outlander scum. You seem to be the one out of your land right now, my good sir. But, yeah, it seems awfully like this is still happening. Consibitai the Raffle is now a new general, which is good news indeed. So, yeah, we'll head into Corinth very soon. But, yeah, sadly, yeah, there's more Crusaders coming. This could complicate matters going forward, but we'll see about all of that. Yeah, we definitely haven't ended this crusade, which is interesting. It hasn't been taken over by a Christian faction, I guess. Well, there are no Catholics here. I mean, maybe that's the point, but you'd think it would be about Catholics being persecuted rather than, you know, the fact that there just aren't any Catholics in the first place. Did I just ignore that army going south? I think I did. You know what, it's fine, because that's kind of your job, to be fair, my good sir. So you move over there, and we'll deal with the Egyptians in time. On the note of Corinth, then, that was a fairly simple affair. Only a handful of men lost. Sacked the settlements and got going, but yeah, I didn't think about that. A bit of an awkward one in terms of the movement. So We're kind of a bit stuck this side to take the awkward way across the straits there. Fine, dump him over here and let's just get moving in this direction. We can, I think. No, there weren't any new mercs. I misread that. Fine, but we can get moving in that direction. We'll just use the boat there to follow him. Good news. On to the next one then, which is Sofia. That one could be interesting, if not simple enough. Speaking of Sofia, then, it is King Laszlo, the Honourable himself, who we need to take down here today. Good bit of chivalry on him, which could be slightly problematic. He's got fierce and in battle and brave and all of that nonsense. Okay, his men are going to fight until the very last. Luckily, there aren't very many of his men, and most of them are peasants and ballista. So let's not worry too much about any of that. Apart from him himself, he could be a little bit tricky. Hopefully, we'll be able to shoot him down, let it in. Well, a slight miscalculation. We have 3 units of infantry, and they are Slav mercenaries and 2 Balkan archers. So this could be catastrophically bad. Luckily, we've got 1 unit of peasants standing on the walls right now, which is pretty much our blessing, our saviour, because we would not have much chance if they put them all over here. I don't know if it helps that the ram is attached to the tower right now. Maybe they'll both burn down together. Maybe it will add extra protection. Who knows? But ultimately, this could go very wrong indeed, because we've only brought 3 units of infantry, and one of them is only Slav mercs, and the other 2 are Balkan archers, all of which are terrible. But luckily for us, they've only got 1 unit of peasants here at the gate, so that should help us get in, even if, yes, we have now divided up these 2 here. So maybe now they'll both burn to the ground, but we'll see. With any luck, we'll manage to make it around and shoot them down. Well, pleasingly, the batter ram has done what it needs to, which is all we really needed to happen to eventually win this. Well, it could be bloody if we do it this way, but at the very least we have the opportunity. The Slavs are down there. I'm going to send in my general and their heavy lads right now. Yeah, go and charge them down. Go and get on top of them right now if you can. They're actually giving up on the walls as we arrive, which is kind of ideal. I'm actually going to try and catch these guys with our Slavs. Wouldn't mind catching one of the units, at least taking out these peasants if I can. Luckily, Medieval 2 does like to wait for every last man to get off the walls before they bother. So you know what? We're now going to charge into them. We're not going to get our men up to attack them in time, but if nothing else, we can at least get a bit of practice on these. They are shaken. The charge bonus there is what I was looking for, but unfortunately doesn't look like we're going to get very much out of that. We'll pull those Slavs out of there and just get the general to pile on top instead. That will be lovely. You're all the cav in the world, just pile on top of them. I'll be quite pleased about that. And from this point, it's just a case of teasing them forward. So hopefully we can just tease the peasants, and one at a time will be the easiest way of whittling them down. But we will see about that. Ballistas are trying to move. Right, as ever, the horse archers have got way above their station and decided to start running into battle. You're supposed to run away from them, you ruddy fools. He's now finally in range of some of our lovely Balkan archers, which is good news indeed. And we've got all of our decent units here, and the Slav mercenaries as well. Just over here, just to help on with all of this business. Lovely stuff. So let's just start getting... should we get the heavies in? We'll get some of the heavy lancers in. Why not? You know what? These 15 can come join the party. And otherwise, it can just be a case of holding position, actually. Because I'm pretty certain the missiles can do a lot of the work from up here. Quite frankly, this is working surprisingly well. The Slav mercenaries are holding... Well, they're dying, but they're doing their job, which is to stand there and die slowly. These guys are barely taking a knock, and to be honest, it's probably a few arrows in the back, as far as I'm concerned. Oh yeah, he's fleeing. He's going to get shot as he flees. Look at all the arrows. Please, take him down with an arrow to the back. That is... Ah, the coward gets away. And eventually he's just going to come down to the king being shot down by some basic horse archers. Lovely stuff. Down he goes, and it's just some Turcopoles. Some nameless Turcopoles who get to do the job. You know what, my good sirs? Finish off the peasants while you're at it. You get the glory of hacking them down, and hopefully you don't die. 3 of them were useless cretins and died to the peasants. But you know what? I'm quite happy with that. With only the 3 infantry, 2 of them being archers, and 1 of them being that. Yeah, that could have been a lot worse. Are we going to win? There's 1 ballista there, guys. Thank you. No more. Oh, lovely. So, Hungarians looking weaker now. Victory and glory. Sofia has fallen. And with that, we keep on moving. The Hungarian capital of Bran. Now, were you always the capital, or was it not? Interesting. Yeah, maybe Budapest isn't the capital. Maybe they've lost it. I don't actually know at this point. I don't think I've got any eyes on the region. No, Budapest is theirs. So was it always Bran? Maybe it always was Bran. There we are. Well, it's soon not going to be because it's going to be destroyed. Lovely stuff. We might, though, depends on how many people there are there. Why does it look like a town? It should definitely be a fortress. Yeah, it's a fortress. We haven't actually faced one of those yet, have we? Lovely stuff. You, my good sir, do I want you to follow us on? Because I probably could have done with some of these troops in that battle. I don't know. You know what? We're going to get you into the forests over here. And these guys are going to join up with you before too long. That's absolutely fine. You, my good sir, should probably hire whatever you can. And just get moving off in this direction. Join up with those guys. And we'll head towards Constantinople, which definitely needs to be taken down. But there are a fair few archers in there. That could be an interesting one. Of course, there is also Stockholm, which is a simple enough victory, as you can probably tell from that. And the Danish army, probably not enough to take this back. Although, you know, no, a couple of units of crossbowmen, they are in big trouble. Okay, well, what should we do here? Let's head around the coast. Just drop them off in case there's, something to be aware of. Good old Turavan. Ah, there's another boat there with a lot of troops. Okay, that could be interesting. Let's just hire out the rest of these mercs while we have the opportunity. It's just one. We'll take him. We'll head back into the army for the time being. As for the rest of this, I'm a little bit intrigued by all of these Polish forces. I will say I'd kind of like to take Thorn. Maybe we take Thorn on the way back. Like, we're going to go take Aarhus and Oslo. So these forces can probably take Thorn on the way back around. That's maybe for the best. Let's go this way then. You, my good sirs, you can join us. We'll just head further and further towards Halich over here. Not too well defended, but we have seen plenty of armies in this part of the world. Move one across. Yeah, just keep crouching over there. Fine. Kiev over here has plenty of reinforcements coming in, but they have been severely battered. We, of course, do have more reinforcements ourselves, but how much I want to use them, I don't know, to be honest. I think we're fine with what we've got. Do want to be careful with all of this. Staggeringly, after all of that, Kiev just gave up, even with the reinforcements. Highly bizarre. I guess we're just going to have to go and take these guys out. It is, in many ways, quite ideal for us to do things that way. Mission failed. We established relations. They weren't good relations, but we did something, my good sir. Fine. Okay, settlement sacked. Lovely stuff. We smashed up the brothel because that's what we believe in. And I guess we're just going to have to go and kill these guys. Yes, come closer. We will. We'll come very close and we'll slaughter you. Speaking of which, then I think Horde is going to head into this battle. And we've got some reinforcements. It's just a pile of horse archers. Hopefully the AA can work out how to use those. And I think we'll be quite happy to take these guys down. The Hungarian nobles can be quite tricky, but they only have Balkan archers for short range. There is just the one unit here of Bulgarian brigands. We just need to be careful of. But on the whole, actually no, there are two. Oh, damn and blast, we're doomed. Doomed! Probably not though, because they are slightly battered and not really with a general. We should be able to scare them into submission. We do have ourselves a lovely position up here on top of the hill, and it should be said that while there are reinforcements to come in, I don't have the little extra button up at the top here anymore. I must have reinstalled the game at some point and got rid of that little mod. That was actually quite helpful, that. It did just let me tell the reinforcements what to do, but instead we've got ourselves reinforcements waiting to enter the battle, which is a bit of a shame because I would quite like them just to hang around and do some splattering. But oh well, it is what it is. We'll be shooting down the mountain if that's indeed what we're currently doing. Guys, you need to get shot at. Thank you very much. We've got a bit of a skirmish going on, but I'm kind of happy with a bit of skirmish because yeah, we have the height advantage right now. And you know what? Probably a good idea to go and send some people off in that direction. Flaming bolts just going, flying And to be honest, they have so much at the back here. We should probably swing around and just hit them. Actually, now I think about it, the Magyar cavalry do need to get taken down. The light lances are doing exactly what they should be, which is hitting these guys. The rocket launchers splattering anyone at the front here. That is just what we want to see. Okay, we should largely be doing the job that we're looking for here. The light lances can also head in that direction. Heavies can move over there. Oh yeah, they're already melting, aren't they? Yeah, I think we've done a pretty good job here. I like the semi-aggressive nature of those cavalry heading out. That definitely helped. It's just the horse archers who slightly scarred me from one of those earlier battles in this series. But you know what? I think we'll be fine on the whole. So actually, rocket launchers maybe just stop at this point. We're just going to start charging and pick our targets a bit more precisely. Hit those guys out on the hill over there. Archers, see if you can hit these guys. That will be beautiful, and by and large the cavalry's taking care of the rest. Well, we did have a poke of just under 200 there, but to be honest, to take out 1100 with a big pile of nobles, oh yes, that was a pretty solid battle. And of course execution comes for them, and with that, oh yeah, we've now got a beautiful line here all cleared out. The eastern third of the map almost entirely now completely destroyed. Well, on the next turn then, and I do see an opportunity over here at Thorn. It's not the greatest army in the world, and they do have some good units in this castle. Some Polish nobles and some dismounted Polish nobles, but important to remember that we have done this before with small forces. The cavalry are incredibly strong, and if we can get them in hand to hand, I think we might just be okay with the cavalry on cavalry affair. So we'll see how that goes. If nothing else, we can try to siege them out. Aradai up in the far north now, heading over to Oslo. Hopefully going to take out both of those cities with a load of local mercs. That would be just beautiful. Satin's killing local priests because why ever not. And very nice, some extra mercs who can come and join us over in this part of the world. Don't think those guys are going to get involved in this battle somehow, so we'll just leave them alone. And yes, mercenary captain, that's what we want to see. So Halich can hopefully go next time, though there is a full stack Polish army right there if it wants to come and take us on. That could be one hell of a battle if they do. We'll see about that. The Polish do slightly scare me. We have ourselves a couple of armies organised over here. Horde, the cavalry commander these days, because he dislikes technology or questions it. So I've decided he's not going to have the siege equipment. That instead, we'll go to Bayern, who, on the contrary, really admires technology. So some extra siege equipment to go along with his siege equipment of doom. So we'll just see how all of that nonsense goes. More and more spies in this part of the world. Bran over here, yes, squaring up to some of these guys up in the mountains now. Plenty of new mercs over the border, so that could also be interesting. Things very much coming together now with Bartu heading across over to Constantinople. Long siege ahead. And Sabatai, well, he's going to head into Thessalonica just about now. But before we get to that, just a quick update on the south. We are slowly moving our armies across this coastline here. One day we'll make it to Tripoli, but yeah, we'll have to see how this little envelopment in the south goes, because that could be an interesting one. Obviously the Egyptian armies, they're going to take us a long time, but we might as well get everyone else moving in the right direction. Durezzo looking a bit too strong at this moment to send the small force here out in that way, so let's not worry about that. For now, let's head into Thessalonica, which could be an interesting one. We've got a nice spread of technologies, and he has himself not particularly good units, to be honest. And the general, is he anything special? Not particularly. He exists, but not for long. It's one of those rare occasions where we're actually just going to throw everyone straight at them, and weirdly they seem to have half given up the walls. They're just reshuffling. Interesting one. Yeah, I'm just going to send my men forward as much as possible, to be honest, because there is actually a big pile of them back here that we could be shooting. Okay, you know what? We do have these archers here at the back. They're actually already doing that shooting into them, so I'm happy enough with that. And horse archers, yeah, some of them aren't currently shooting, so you know what? You guys go and swing yourselves over there, get some more shots in. And their cavalry, okay, so they're doing the thing that they always do. Fine. Fine, 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 fine. You know what though, the thing is this is actual infantry, so you're not going to do too well against them. And more importantly, yeah, the cavalry's now coming in. It's going to chunk you down. We've seen this one before. Guys, go on to guard mode. Just hold ground for the time being. The cavalry's coming. Don't you worry about it. Charge on in! And hopefully we get a good lance in. But to be honest, I think we just got the maces out. Okay, fine. Mace ahoy. My plan, to be honest, was just to break down the wall so quickly that we could... Is this even working this round now? I'm not sure it is. Yeah, my plan was to break down this thing so quickly that we could just immediately run in and they'd get off the walls. That doesn't seem to be kind of happening because we're stuck in this melee with a general right now. But in many ways, I'm kind of happy with that situation because it just means that we can hack him down. And he's already fleeing, which hopefully means that the rest of them don't last very long at all. Down. He's been captured. Horses ahoy. And let's just plough in because I suspect there's a good chance they'll all break immediately here. Apparently one tower's burning to a cinder. I'm not surprised, but yeah, there's the route. There's the route. There's the mass route. That's what I was expecting. Oh, the plan. They played extra into my hands, of course. They're still burnt. It's already dead. And so's the rest of your army. So go home, lads. Go home. And officially we have victory already. You know what? You know what? I'm just going to take it. It's fine. Let's just call it there. What an absolute hilarious massacre. And of course we're just going to execute. I mean, many ways I could have perhaps got a bit of experience there, but I am finding that with so many units, the experience is being spread thin. And they would just get together on the plaza. Oh yeah, we fled again. So that was surprisingly efficient. Does that mean we should head to Durezzo? I mean, we could. It is mostly horse archers, which is a bit awkward to be honest. You know what? Let's just consolidate in this part of the world. We really need to get some forces together towards Constantinople and towards, yes, Bucharest. So we will do that. These guys can just walk in that general direction just to get our armies together. And I think what we'll probably do is we'll attack all this together. We'll really get our forces and give them the squeeze in Central Europe. In terms of like Italy, we'll kind of come up from North Africa there. So I'm happy to leave Durezzo for now. We'll probably just keep a spy in this part of the world. Make sure I know if anyone's poking around these territories. But yeah, that one worked out very well indeed. And as for any other unfinished business, well, I think today is really the day of big over-the-top battles where we're going to lose a few men because, yes, we're really taking the battles to the Hungarians right now. We've got Tibor Durezzo. No idea how I'm supposed to pronounce that. I just went for it on the spot and I'm sure I butchered it properly. So this army is a bit of an odd one really. There's a few sets of peasants and peasant archers in here, some basic militia spearmen, there's one feudal knight, and a couple of the Hungarian nobles or Magyar cavalry, so a few to watch out for. But to be honest, I think aggression with our heavy lancers normally pays off pretty well, so let's give it a go. My best weapon is utter chaos, so that's what we're going with here today in this battle. Just going to try and get on top of these Mongol cavalry who have got themselves isolated at this part of the battlefield. If we can start shooting them, that would be perfect. Get the heavies over here. Yes, my lovely heavies, just pile on top of them because I'm sure we can absolutely slaughter them. We've got the hill, so I think we've just caught them. Lovely. That should be one unit down. These guys should all be shooting into them. These guys, just get yourself on this hill just in front of the rocks there. The Magyars are shooting into them. That's fine. We got all of our heavy cav for the charge coming down a little bit further. Peasant archers, don't worry about them. Dismounted feudal knights, give a good shoot into them. Although, to be honest, a good charge is probably the better plan. As for all these heavies over here, yes, you just get the envelopment in for a nice heavy charge on that flank. And you guys, you're on a nice ridge already, but just swing to the side. Just allow some of the other guys to get in position. Oh, lovely. The missiles are now up where they need to be. The few infantry we do have. And, oh, we've revealed the charge party. It's your doom, my friends. Oh, this should be absolutely wonderful. Get yourselves in there, lads, and have yourselves a wonderful wonderful time. And as for you guys, just go off skirmish. It's fine. Don't be too afraid. Just shoot into them. And in comes the cavalry charge. And I don't think they're very happy about any of that. No. So smash down the hill. All of you into that general's bodyguard. Thank you very much. Into those peasants. Just ignore all these guys in the distance. You guys shoot at those cavalry. You guys shoot into that pile of doom. There we are. There's the break, and now we're going to hit them in the flank. It's just the general who isn't fleeing at this point. Heavies, turn out into this part of the world. Yeah. It's just chaos, and I love it. Oh, this is what we want to see, ladies and gents. You guys go and charge them down. Maybe go into loose as you do it. Ideally, we take them on with more normal archers. We've got to be a bit careful with the heavies here, actually. They could get caught by these Hungarian nobles. And by caught, I mean just get shot down forever, which is not really what we want. General's bodyguard does need to go down, though. So let's get all of our heaviest lads straight into him. He's really where we need to be focusing our attention at this point. All the light lads, just start enveloping. That would be marvellous. Who are you? Oh, you're some of my general lads. Okay, that's fine. Into these guys. Anyone go and deal with the general? Yes. Okay, we do need to get on top of him because he's pretty much the only reason that they're still fighting. Officially, the general is now fleeing as well, which is good to see. Good to see. You guys just focus in on them, and everyone else can do the mopping up manoeuvre. Some light lancers in the army are awfully helpful with that kind of business. If I can ever get the right click in, we'll actually charge these guys down. But I think we pretty much massacred them. Just going to make sure this general doesn't get away. He is now trying to flee, and we have, light lancers on him. He won't get away. And down he goes. One more general defeated, and okay, we're going for a few of these big battles here today, but I think we're figuring out how to take on some of these armies. I love they just ran straight towards the bowmen. We found the little cliff edge just to keep them safe. Oh, this has been wonderful. Yeah, indeed, the greatest of men here today, 143 to 1204. That was brutal. I mean, last episode we went for some very efficient victories. Today we're going big, and it's working so far. Lovely stuff. And with that, we march ever onwards. And to be honest, this army could really do with some organising because it's a bit of a disgrace right now. Next up then, the death of some random diplomat, because why ever not? Keep training these guys up. Might be useful for something one day. 4 experience isn't too bad. It's a bit too easy a victim, unfortunately. Breslau looking very, very weak indeed. We have our spare army over here. Actually, might as well join Thorn, and Oslo up in the north. We can deal with that. I might well try and deal with those straggling forces in time if I have the opportunity. But I'm just going to ignore them for now. Assume they're not clever enough to take the city. Sadly, this this little force here of Crusaders is hanging out on the bridge. We can turn up with our archers and our trebuchets next time, so maybe we might just be able to turn up for a hilarious bridge battle. It's over here. We quite sure what I'm doing with this army, to be honest, except potentially just going to finish off my good old friends, the Hungarians, who do need to go down. So we'll gather our forces together. We'll just keep these guys hanging out in the field. English factionaire turning up, lots and lots of Crusader sergeants, which is interesting. Yash, by the way, is never going to be taken by the looks of that. That's a massive rebel force in there. Tons and tons of armies, by the way, organising themselves at this point. We have lots of straggling forces here. Batu, sadly for him, has had to pass up many of his armies over to Subutai the Raffle, who is going to head in with all of the fun to Constantinople. You can head up towards Bucharest, and these guys, as I say, will smash their way through very soon indeed. But for now, Halich is the town which is ready to be destroyed. So this one, a few good units, but ultimately we should be fine. Part 1 of our plan then, get the ram up to the gate. The ideal thing really is for the cavalry to do the standard stupid thing of charging out of the gate, which just seems to be the standard ploy of the AI on this particular occasion. So this distraction tower has made it as well, and hopefully we don't need to send all of our infantry up to their deaths. if the cavalry charges out, then they might just pour back onto the ground and let themselves get mopped up by the cav, or indeed get shot by our archers should they let them onto the walls. So let's just see how they respond to this. These spearmen are doing something. Not a lot just yet. Interesting. I was about to say no reaction from the cavalry, but the cavalry have indeed arrived, but they've arrived at a little bit too late for our archers to actually get up on the wall. Yeah, start shooting down at them. They're going to take a load of javelins, but actually that works for us. We actually don't mind these guys getting killed by javelins. So this is working very nicely indeed, actually. Got them exactly where we want them. So if they want to charge out, well, not quite exactly, because ideally they charge out to their death, but we'll see about that. I have now started to send all the other guys in, by the way. They are getting a little bit distracted. The crossbowmen have never actually shot at us, which is nice to see. I think they've sent them around to go and deal with some of this nonsense. Okay, the archers are now giving up. That's a shame, but the cavalry, as a result, are now charging out, which means, oh yeah, it's time for me and the heavies to start having some fun. So in we go then, plenty of cavalry on cavalry action for us here today, and on the whole I think we're in a fairly good position with it. The Polish nobles are decent units of course, but the sheer numbers should carry the day. Our lads are now running amok, and by that I mean they're just running away. You guys on the walls, do just go onto like defend mode, just guard for the time being, no need for you to die unnecessarily. These guys still up here, by the way. Yes, they've pretty much gathered themselves on the plaza. That's good to see. Let's just make sure we mop up all of these guys. Yeah, they're pretty much gone. At this point, our infantry are now coming to support the other guys, which is good news. For some reason, these guys haven't actually broken, which is rather irritating, to be honest. Really should have just ran these guys over to this bit of the wall to come and support. Mongol infantry, just get yourselves over there. I don't know why you're not on the wall either. Oh no, someone's gone in for a charge. You weren't supposed to do that. You're supposed to be getting yourself prepped over here, you numpty. Get yourselves off the plaza. We're supposed to be intimidating them. Although if you want to pull them off, that would be quite nice. But I doubt he's quite that stupid. He doesn't seem to be getting pulled in just yet. But okay, with those guys breaking, oh yeah, now the trap can be fulfilled. Archers up here, you just shoot down that general, that'll be absolutely fine. Woodsmen can just get chopped down, that's great to see. And are these guys still fighting? They're still fighting, they're broken though. So yeah, just start shooting those last guys. Get yourselves over here and help them out. And it is now a simple case of shooting him down from all various points. There's one unit left over here, which to be fair, we should probably stop shooting because we're going to start shooting our own men, and it's pretty much no one left here to die. There we go, the general burns down and a few men have been killed on the walls, but some good units here, so I'm quite happy to take that. And with that, another grand castle will go down. And importantly, if I'm going to be strategic about this, it's probably a good idea. Oh, that was a lot on my heavy infantry. It's probably a good idea to leave a line of castles actually. So Thorn, Halich, Bran, Yash. Yeah, that's a really nice kind of wall for the AI to smash their heads against. So that's pretty much where I'm thinking right now. If I do need to just start crushing into Central Europe, then yeah, to get there we just need to make sure that no one's sneaking through the net. But at the moment Thorn seems pretty weak anyway. So we'll just see. We'll see what happens with this northern envelopment, but I don't want to get too far ahead. We are stretching quite far in the westerly direction over there, but yeah, things are looking good. If I can just leave a line of castles, it's going to be very tricky for the AI to push back through. Next up then is the Battle of Cheddar. This one's been a long time coming. We've got ourselves a few rams, but it is just a basic town. The Sultan is squatting in the settlement and he has ornamental armour, which is nice. Easier to kill, and that's exactly what we want here today. Nothing else too interesting there in terms of his command. This might actually be the end of the Egyptians, of course. This is the faction leader. I believe there is still an army heading this way, and I can't remember if it had a general in it or not. I guess we will see soon enough, because it's time to head on in. Mostly nothing too good. There are some spear militia, need to be a bit careful. A few desert archers in there as well, but I should be able to outrange them, and hopefully it'll be a massacre. Well, we do have a huge pile of arrows, and so did they, so we're going to fire as many in as possible, although preferably, guys, just shoot into these... Where are the desert archers? They're in this pack somewhere. Shoot them down. There they are. Shoot them down, my good friends. Shoot them down, apart from you, who should be going for the wall, please. And you're supposed to be going for the wall as well. Please don't bother with these guys. Okay, so in we go, and plenty of fire arrows, which is at least distracting them quite a lot. These guys, though, probably should be shooting at those archer militia, which is nice indeed. Got a decent old shot at them. I do think we'll probably do some decent damage here. They haven't charged out, but the gate is kind of open, which is a bit confusing to the javelin men. Maybe just put it down for a moment, lads, and just throw some javelins in, actually. Yeah, just throw some... Oh, it's burning. Well, that's fine. We were just going to throw some javelins at you anyway. So in it goes, in it goes. And I'll be honest, I do have a bit of a problem, you might have noticed actually, is that we are pretty short on money these days. I think I've been going a bit too mad with the old mercenaries. So if we do lose a few of these mercenaries, I know we were saying about infantry, but if we do lose some of the infantry, it won't be the end of the world, because to be honest, I could kind of do with more money. So yes, let's go and grab ourselves some more money. General looks like he's going to come out, which is good news. These guys can just go on to defense mode for the time being. And shall we send in the general? You know what? Before we do that, let's get all of our missiles in on the bodyguard, and that will be beautiful. These javelin men are doing an exceptionally good job of standing and fighting, by the way. And now that so many of them tactically have died, we now have plenty of room for the arrows to come through and kill the general. We should also have these javelin men back here who have thrown in the javelins. Indeed, I'd like to think it's one of our javelins that took out the general. Spear militia coming in to finish the job of my pathetic fake infantry. But yeah, it does show the beautiful effect of guard mode here. Very, very effective indeed. Might as well shoot the guys who are running towards you. But I think they're about to give up as the javelins hit them. Indeed they will. Lovely news. And the only thing we've really lost so far are a few cheap mercs. At this point, it's time to send the general into the city because, quite frankly, yep, he's pretty much single-handedly broken the entire army. Just pile on through, my good sir, pile on through. He might get himself killed, but that would be particularly impressive, I think, here today. There is an awful lot left. One set of Sudanese tribesmen on the plaza and pretty much nothing else. It's the last little grind on the plaza. At this point, we've used up most of our arrows. Well, pretty much the last batch right there. We have largely killed off our Gaffmen, our Afghan javelin men. There we are, they are the Gaffmen. Those lads are largely gone. Did I call them the Kurdish javelin men earlier? I think they've got some Kurdish javelin men. Yeah, they do. We have the Afghans instead. Nonetheless, we are now just going to send in the Turkopoles, who will lose quite a few of their men in this, but to be honest, I'm kind of happy to lead out some of my mercs, as I say, before we end the turn, because I would like to not get into negative money, and if we bleed them out, well, no one's going to cry too much. And a clear victory there, and 318 men lost, but that's very much a tactical loss of men. Pretty much all of my main troops that they wanted to keep alive. Took the odd little knock from an arrow here or there, but to be honest, that was pretty darn efficient. And also, a backward got himself some good stabbing. Of course, we decide to execute. And with that, then, we sack the settlement and no end of the faction. So there are still a few left to kill. Unfortunately, I'm not aware of there being any mercenaries in this part of the world. Are you really going to... I've really got to go all the long way around. So yes, no boats for me. The pirates, sadly, are not my friends, even though they should be. Damn it. But there we are. So we'll send these guys ever on that way. So yes, you can see that we're somewhat struggling with money. We're losing 9,000 a turn. It was about 10,000 a turn just before this. So, you know what, we made a slight improvement. And to fit with that style, we're actually not going to send Constantinople the Raffle into Constantinople, right away. What we're going to do is send this army. Bartu is going to get the opportunity to go and head into Constantinople. My days, you can tell that I'm not at my best today. Okay, yeah, we're going to head in with these guys because, quite frankly, if we lose 90% of this army, then we just lose a big pile of mercs. So, you know what, and I'm pretty certain that these guys probably can handle whatever's up here in Bucharest. Probably. We'll find out soon enough because our spy is around here. That's a diplomat, Thomas. Yeah, there's a spy. Let's have a little look. Yes, he's absolutely fine. Nothing too much. Some Magyars and Hungarian nobles, but we'll work it out. We will work it out. I am, to be honest, kind of surprised that the crusade hasn't been cancelled yet, because I swear people must have to be getting closer than they are. And I'm not really aware of anyone being anywhere near. But anyhow, let's head on in. Now, we could night attack. Although the whole point of this is that I don't care about taking on this army. I want to take on everyone. So on this occasion, I don't want to night attack. Fine. Emperor Alexius himself. Anything interesting here? Fair bits of good stuff, actually. Promising defender. Well, only promising. Nothing too good in there. And Night Fighter himself. So actually, that wouldn't have made any difference anyway. So that's fine. We don't care about that. Okay. I'm not saying we're going to win this at all. What I'm saying is that we're going to make sure that if we don't win, that our mercs have done as much as they can before they die. It's a simple enough formation to start with. We've got the V formation here to make sure that we shoot as many arrows into these spear militia as possible. Making sure we haven't got these 4 units when it comes to the siege. It's probably a very, very good idea indeed. And I feel like our Canadians are getting slightly confused here. Yeah, so you guys swing on in. There we go. Close the trap. And with that, what is going to happen? These guys are really just calm down. I mean, skirmish mode, fine. Like, you know, do a bit of skirmishing, but you don't need to run around that madly, my foolish sirs. A few charges of light cav then will hopefully end all of these guys. We'll just pile on in. That's it. They're all done. Okay. With that all done then, yeah, let's get this entire group to head into those Sikaons or Sikathons or whatever Sycamphonies they are over there. And over this part of the world, oh yeah, they're already here. Didn't realise they were already here. Well, bodyguard smash into the Trebizonds because they are not in the position they want to be in. Yep. Smashy. Okay, that is good news indeed. So, with that then, let's immediately get all of these guys running into position over there. They're still fighting for some unbeknown reason. Everyone just run past them. That will terrify them most likely. And okay, start heading back into position. At this point, we've got ourselves a good tussle with the general. The Armenian cav are coming in for a massive side sweep, and for some reason, the heavy lancers got themselves stuck on a tiny pack of spear militia. You should really be ignoring them. They are not the prize, my good sirs. This is the prize. Stop getting yourself slaughtered on the wrong unit and head into the general. Get over there, you utter numpties. Okay, pull out of there. No need for any of that nonsense. Let's just pull these guys into the distance at this point. No need to die. Now, town militia, shoot them down over at this point of the battlefield. We've got the Balkan archers being absolutely ripped to shreds. All of these guys are just, you know what, just hitting those Trebizond archers in the rear, probably for the best. More Gingis over here, indeed. Trebizonds, just charge into them. We will do the same over here with the general, who seems to have taken our bait, to be honest. Charge into those spear militia. You guys get into the back of them. They're just sort of following us around the battlefield. Down goes the Emperor, and hopefully they'll actually fall apart with that, because yeah, it's a bit of a mess, all of this. Town militia, just pull out, guys, do what you're good at, which is mainly dying, but also doing a bit of shooting. Archers over there, that's good to see. We have one of you who are light cav, so you can go and do the light cavalry job. Oh yeah, that's a massive rout over there of their infantry. Assigned spearmen, ignore all of that chaos. Oh yeah, I think we got this. Oh, we have absolutely got this battle tied up right now, and we just get a few of these little charges right. We should be able to mop them all up, and that'll be Constantinople without even using the proper army, which is magnificent news. And victory is with us indeed. Time to mop them up, and with that, hopefully, we have ourselves a glorious victory and a big pile of booty. 35% lost, and I would say that's an impressively small amount there, considering this was just a suicidal cavalry charge. A heroic victory for Barty, absolute legend. And if I'm correct, I think this might be the end of the Byzantines, because Albania over there definitely didn't have a general. Oh my. The Byzantines are down. Now we've kind of got ourselves stuck in a terrible position where we can't even move next turn. Luckily the boat is coming over here, so obviously I was a genius and anticipated that situation. A genius, you can't control his mouse, obviously. But okay, well that was a surprise, and with that, well, this is already rebel. Well, the Venetians were going to go smash their heads against the Byzantines, I think, but oh well, that's not quite happened now. Right, off we head over in that direction. The Dalmatian coast is lovely. Not sure about this time of year, but by the time we get there, it'll be summer and it'll be joyful. Our last job for today then is to take care of Oslo, which we have been sieging for a couple turns, but just wanted to make sure we had plenty of ladders for the job and a few more slightly glitched units. Not quite sure what's happened there, but there is though a Scottish boat here, and I can't help but notice that it's very weak indeed. So with that, we should be able to sink one of the Scottish armies. Lovely, lovely stuff. And officially that's one more war to add to the list. Oh well, all is fine. Let's head into Oslo then, because we've got was that 7 ladders? 4 towers? Maybe slightly overkill, but you can never be too careful with the castle. They do seem rather disorganised. These archers don't really know what they're doing. They certainly haven't got any shots off against either the towers or my men, so that is all good news. Even the rams made it to the gate without any random sally from the enemy. I suppose the guys don't have too many horses, do they? So they have a few Huskars there on the plaza, but that's about it. So we've got ourselves some good old hand-to-hand fighting with the Silver Surfers once more, and we'll probably win, I would think, because we are small solid units, even if we are spearmen to their axes. But yeah, these guys, yeah, get yourselves up there. Beautiful stuff. You can get some nice shots in. I've got a lot of the spearmen on the what do you calls it? Trying to say now. Spearmen are often on the ladders in many occasions because I've been wanting to get them up on the walls before crossbows. Oh yeah, we are splitting their forces up very well here. I did decide that these guys will need some help up on this part of the wall because they are very, very much getting destroyed here. Go on to guard, even though that's a bit disadvantageous with the towers there. But these crossbowmen are going to have to do a bit of hand-to-hand to help you out. That is lovely, lovely news. You guys run over here. The sooner we can break them, the better, because then our towers, well, their towers aren't shooting us down. But elsewhere, they've mostly evacuated the walls, which should very much work in our favour. At this point, we got enough of these men up on the walls that we're starting to shoot them with the crossbow bolts, and that is when they decide to flee. Beautiful stuff. So with those guys taken off the walls, this unit has been completely obliterated, but they've done their job, and now it's time to shoot down to the plaza. And in the end, it just comes down to a few missiles from the heavy Mongol archers. And you know what? That was a pretty darn efficient victory, all things considered. And with that, Oslo falls, and we run off to the boats once more. And indeed, oh, we can't quite make it. We'll stay on the land for now then. Few men taken out, but quite frankly, we're looking pretty good still to head down to Aarhus and then to Hamburg. I do have my spy over in this part of the world now, so a little bit of a better idea of what's going on. Well, today has been very, very efficient, I would say. We've had some magnificent victories, and at this point, well, pretty much the entire eastern half of the map has now been destroyed, been turned rebel, and I suspect we haven't taken enough damage for the rest of them not to be quaking in their boots. So we'll see how all of that goes next time. Next time, I certainly think it will be us demolishing what remains of old Hungary. Poland, by the way, we do have armies going for all of them, so we might be able to snuff them out before too soon, although I have noticed a little sneaky army over here. But hey ho, we'll see how all of that goes next time. For now, I will leave you. I'm Thomas, this is Durezzo the Human, and this has been the freeing of Constantinople. Thank you, and bye-bye. Flaming horses! It's a flaming horse! No one would stand in the way of the Reich! No! My archers. So I look at this guy. I don't want to die. But of course you shall, my friend. Oh yes.